G'day everyone and welcome back to NS2HD. One of the best ways to keep up with what's going on with Natural Selection 2 development is to read the monthly state of development posts on the unknownworlds.com/naturalselection/ns2 blog. Of course, I know that a lot of you don't have time to read that blog, so what I'm going to do in this video is read out the post for September aloud, and in the background you get to watch some awesome public play with Commanding by Gorge Washington. I swear I've seen this guy around before, and I think he's one of the best pub commanders out there. Anyway, so while that happens, here we go with State of Development September 2013. The last few months have seen the release of Reinforced, the second major free expansion for Natural Selection 2. Here is an update on what else has been going on since Reinforced and what you can expect from Natural Selection 2 development in the future. Reinforcement Program. The Reinforcement Program has been a great success. Your generous support has raised over $150,000 over the past month, a very significant sum for a studio of our size. We always knew we were setting an extremely high bar with the $550,000 target. While we do not think we will ever hit it, the money raised will fund further NS2 development that will deliver some sweet improvements to the game, which you can read about throughout this post. There are no plans to end the program, and we intend to maintain it as a way for people who enjoy NS2 to support its development beyond the initial sale price. While obviously such an expense is not for most players, the generous few will mean that NS2 continues to receive development love for the foreseeable future. Right now, there are several Reinforcement Program rewards that continue to be delayed. The physical ONOS tier rewards and the expanded original soundtrack. Good progress is being made on the ONOS rewards, and those with that tier will receive them sometime in October. The original soundtrack has been delayed due to a decision to switch content delivery systems. Originally, the plan was to deliver it via Steam, as with the Deluxe Edition soundtrack. However, player feedback has indicated to us that the Steam soundtrack delivery is hard to find and not very user-friendly. Instead, we are likely going to switch to a Humble Bundle delivery, and everyone who has purchased a tier, including the OST, will receive it soon. We appreciate your support very much and understand fully that the delay is unacceptable and frustrating. Engineering. The most pressing priority for us on the engineering side is to reduce the incidence of out-of-memory crashes, specifically for those running 32-bit operating systems. These crashes have popped up due to the introduction of more stuff in Reinforced. For example, the rich props in Biodome and the new Reinforcement Program perks like the Elite Assault Marine. While NS2 does not actually use more than 2GB of memory typically allocated to it by a 32-bit operating system, the fragmentation of the pool of allocated memory throughout gameplay can cause it to run into a situation where it is unable to find a memory block big enough to fit some new item that it wants to load. The end result? A fatal and unacceptable crash. Max and Deshawn are working full-time to address this issue, and in the meantime, we made some minor improvements in Build 256, and there is a temporary workaround. Art. The Reinforcement Program has directly funded some very cool new adventures on the art side of things. Everything is super duper secret right now, but let it be known that come the 1-year anniversary of NS2, you will have some cool new toys to play with. Other stuff is planned for after the anniversary. We hope that veterans of the NS world will be especially pleased with what we have cooking, but seeing as it is all under wraps at the moment, there's not much more to say right now. Gameplay. One of the major problems with NS2 on launch was the learning curve. The lack of interactive tutorial system contributed to that in a big way, and we hope that the new tutorial systems introduced in Reinforced went a long way to easing new players in. A second major problem remains: how to get into an organised game. The wonderful folks over at ensl.org have long provided the only reliable way to get into an organised game of NS2 via their Gather system. Earlier this year, we hinted at work on a system called Sabo that was intended to provide in-game organised play options. That system is now being developed by Andy and the newest full-time member of the UWE team, Lucas. It is broadly composed of two elements: Hive, a player persistency system that was quietly released along with Reinforced and is still being pieced together, and a Gather system that will allow players to seamlessly create and join organised games without leaving the game. The entire system will have benefits beyond just organised play and player stat tracking. It is also serving as the bedrock for a more reliable and scalable in-game reward system, the most obvious manifestation of which is the badge system. Internal processes. Every time a new Natural Selection 2 build is released, it has undergone rigorous testing at the hands of the exceptional all-volunteer playtest group. The amount of playtesting that a new internal build receives correlates with how fast the core UWE team can deliver new builds to the playtesters. Unfortunately, our present system for delivering builds has been found wanting. Especially during the intense week leading up to the release of Reinforced, the playtest team was frustrated by our inability to reliably and quickly deliver test builds to their PCs around the world. This meant that the final release did not receive as much testing as we would have liked. During September, Brian has been working with some clever community volunteers to create a new build distribution system that will allow us to efficiently and effectively deliver test builds to the playtest group. The end result of this effort will be higher quality release builds on Steam. Resource allocation. Until the release of Reinforced, the entire UWE development team was devoted full-time to Natural Selection 2. That means 10 months were spent working on a game that had already been released, with no projected sources of revenue outside continued sales. Such a devotion of resources is extremely uncommon in game development. The reinforcement program has been a success in absolute terms. It has provided a material and substantial revenue source that allows committed NS2 players to contribute to further NS2 content. But it has also served as an important experiment for us. We know now that the likelihood that continued full-time development of free NS2 content can fund this studio is low. Therefore, we have taken a momentous decision. As of September 24, 2013, UWE is no longer wholly and only devoted to full-time development of NS2. Don't panic though, that is not the same thing as NS2 development has stopped. While we know it is inevitable that many players will be upset at this news, we ask you to consider it through the lens of all that has been done and all that is still to come. It is not possible for any studio to continue full-time development of free content forever. This does not mean that we believe NS2 is a bug-free, perfect experience. Far from it. As has been detailed above, there is still so much we are working on and still so much we want to do. What it does mean is that alongside continued NS2 development, improvement, and love, we are starting to explore new projects. NS built UWE, NS being both the game itself and you, its players. We consider each and every one of you part of this company. You are the most cherished part of this studio. Now we are stepping into the great unknown, in directions that may or may not involve NS, in directions that may or may not involve gameplay the world has never seen. We ask you to come with us, safe in the knowledge that we'll never forget what put us here, that we will never abandon NS, and looking forward to a future in which we all together visit more unknown worlds. There you have it. That was the September 2013 State of Development update from the Unknown Worlds blog. So that was a bit controversial in the end. The forum thread below that post got a bit crazy. People saying, "Oh, it's the end of NS. It's the end of NS development." But the key phrase in the post at the end was that UWE is no longer wholly and only devoted to full-time development of NS2. So that doesn't mean that development has stopped. It means what it says, that alongside continued NS development and improvement, there will be other stuff going on. There's people in the office, especially Charlie, exploring the idea of new games. So not only do you get to have more NS in future, but possibly some other stuff too. And excuse me for having that crazy person in the background during that recording. I think he's gone now, but that was a lot of fun. It provided a bit of entertainment for me during reading that blog post. I'm not sure how much of it entered the microphone, but that's San Francisco for you. So there's now about 8 minutes left of this public game to run out, so I'm just going to let you watch that if you so choose in peace. If you do, pay a lot of attention to the way that Gorge Washington commands us, the Marine team, because he's a highly effective commander. Listen to his constant updates on the microphone, especially. That kind of two-way communication between the commander and the players is just so crucial to being an effective commander, and he has my immense respect for his ability to corral a public team into such a brutally efficient win. Even if the alien team wasn't playing that spectacularly, he was still a very, very effective pub game commander. See you all soon, everyone, for more NS2HD videos.
Alright, group up in base then. He's got 3 Hydras, but he's got nothing else in there.
I don't think they're coming to base. I just think they're in the East Wing now.
Build structure at waypoint.
Stability's getting hurt. Stability.
What happened?
Stability. Can we get a boost in stability? Stability needs a hand. It's going down. I I got Max coming.
Your base is under attack.
One skull. Get him, get him. Nice. Max are on.
Got him. Abilities okay right now. I hear some more.
Okay, so what do they have? They have only departures, huh? Yeah, that's screwed. Never mind. Roachman in. They have East Wing. Their base. East Wing and departures, period. Let's get some freaking turrets up here and be rude. Let's go. Yeah, let's just turret it up and
Build structure and
Your
waypoint.
base is under attack.
Objective complete.
Build structure and waypoint.
That's a bad turret.
Objective completed.
Your
Nice.
base is under attack.
Build structure
There's an
and
armory
waypoint.
back over outside.
There's an armory in Junction and a phase
It's
gate.
done.
We're just gonna end the
Build
game
structure and waypoint.
as fast as possible here. They're fixing the power up. Take your fancy weapons and your upgraded damage.
Got it done.
We're just gonna save him. Spend money. Rush him out as fast as possible.
Build structure and waypoint.
They're tapping at us.
Safe
Stayed
is
over outside
under
departures.
attack.
Yeah, because they definitely have
Got
a
it
shade
done.
in there.
Your base
Turrets
is
and
under
base.
Build
attack.
structure and waypoint.
Turrets. Oh, I got a little big from there. Spam. Here's another armory. Let's go. Burn them, burn them. Oh, a base.
Build structure and waypoint.
Phase, oh, they can phase them. Or you can be terrified. Yeah.
Objective completed.
He's afraid.
Build structure and waypoint.
One guys, get them.
It's done.
Build structure and waypoint.
Got it
Alright,
done.
just crush them, guys. Good, good.
Build structure and waypoint.
Alright, Strand is our new base. Here's a freaking
It's done.
Build structure and waypoint.
nice.